All right, so 2019, new house. 2018, I would say this would be Sam's wedding, my daughter. Now, there's obviously some other things around here, weddings and things that would make my mind go more. Now, obviously, like I said, this timeline is pretty easy because it's within the last 5 years. But what you do is when you're specifically thinking, your mind is working. It's and in a relaxed state, it works well. Now, what happens as you, depending upon how old you are, I'm 60. So I can go back quite a few decades. The question is, how many decades can I go back to where I actually can't remember? And I literally can go back pretty much until maybe like 3 or 4, even though I remember some things from in those ages. I don't recall the year, but I remember things from that age. But because I didn't have a recognition of what a year was probably then, I didn't recognize it until I probably got into kindergarten, because I can remember specific things from kindergarten at 5 years old, and then 6, 7, 8, and so on and so forth. And I have these specific markers for what has happened in those years. Now, why would you want to do this? It's just a silly exercise? No, what this is doing is it's fortifying your mind. And as you get older, it's fortifying your mind. If I could speak, that'd be great. It's fortifying your mind in order to strengthen you as you age. But I've interviewed individuals that were in their 30s, 40s, even some in their 20s, who don't remember specifics with specific years. And what this does, like I said, is it fortifies your mind. And there are other things that you can do from that, because once you get this catalog of your mind, right? It's like a library of your mind, right? You've got these books in the library, and this is the way you want to look at it. And each book is going to have a year associated with it, right? These are the books of your mind. And there's going to be some significant things, some good things, some not so good things. And the thing is, you're going to create this library in your mind, and you're going to be able to go back to it whenever you need it. Like, for example, in 2019, I was in really good shape. Better shape than I am in now. Probably like 20, maybe 25 pounds, maybe 25 pounds, probably 20, 25 pounds, less than where I'm at right now. So I can go back to that, compartmentalize, and say, what was I feeling back then? What was motivating me back then? What was the reason that I was in that state, right? You can go back and you can draw from that, right? And so this is a very valuable exercise. Now, obviously, there's going to be some years, depending upon how traumatic your life has been. My life's been pretty good, with the exception of some, things that have happened, deaths and separations and different things like that. But the thing is, you can learn from everything that happens in your life. But going back and building this strength, it also makes your mind that much stronger. So try this exercise. Lay down, relax down, and put yourself in a relaxed state, and just start thinking, okay, 2023. And pick, 2023, pick out a couple little items. You can expand on 23. You could literally go almost through every month and say, okay, this happened in January, this happened in February, this happened, maybe you took a vacation, and you start putting that in the library. Then you go to the next year, and then the next year. Now, again, this is not something you do all the time. It's not a regular routine or ritual, but it's something that you can do to fortify your mind. Now, the other thing is this, is you don't have to do it all at once. Like, I'm 60. So it would take me hours, literally, if it took me just 5 minutes for each year. You can imagine, times that many years, you're going to have a long thing. So what you can do is you can bunch it up into decades. So, for example, it says 2024, you go back to what? 2014. And then you go from 2014 to 2004. Then you go from 2004 to 1994, and 1994 to 1984, and 1984 to 74, and so on and so forth, right? Depending upon how old you are, you set the timeline in motion and you start to revitalize yourself, right? Now, you could certainly do the same thing for the future, right? And this is future pacing. And so the future pacing is interesting because in the future pace, what we're going to do is we're coming up with some intentions. And if you join my 12-week immersion, I go through this a lot in that I want you to understand. So as an example, 12-week immersion, what is the goal of the 12-week immersion, right? Just so you know, just in case you somehow wanted to participate in that. So in 12-week immersion, I look at people from financial, right? Financial, emotional, and physical. These are almost everything in life comes as a result of these three, for the most part. Because under financial comes job, business, abundance, prosperity, all those things. Under emotional, you have everything from mindset, confidence, relationships, all those types of things, how you feel about yourself. And then physical obviously can range anywhere from being in good shape, losing weight, eating better, staving off disease, healing yourself, all these things. So really almost everything combines into these three things. And so the biggest question I have for anyone in a 12-week immersion when they get started is, okay, where do you want to be at the end of the 12 weeks financially, emotionally, and physically? And let's define that. And you can do the same thing for yourself. Define that. Now, some people that are doing well financially might say, I just want to maintain what I'm doing. Somebody that's emotional says, I want a better relationship with my wife. How do I do that? That's my goal at the end of the 12 weeks. That's what we look at. But that's how you future pace, is you take a look in the future and you scale it out 30, 60, 90 days. That's the best way to start. 30, 60, 90-day game plan. And then you go 6 months, 12 months, 2 years. How far can you reach out? So you've gone back in one, and now you're going forward with this one, and you're saying, where do I want to be financially, emotionally, physically in 2 years, right? But first you start off with the first 30, 60, 90 days, and you start building up. But again, these are exercises that strengthen the mind, fortify the mind. So you go backwards in time, right? You go back in time, Marty McFly reference, and then you travel into the future. Now, there's many exercises that I'm going to teach you inside of the Quantum Maximizer 12-week immersion where we will step into the future, right? We'll future travel, we'll future pace, and then we'll also go back to the past and we'll revisit certain things like that. So anyway, these are some exercises that you can immediately do right now. You really don't need any more from me other than maybe some details that we had to do. But for the most part, you could do this right now. Add it into your meditation game this week. Do it right now and just relax down. Start to feel it. Start to feel your mind getting stronger, because your mind is a muscle just like your body. And so you want to create mind force, power, right? It comes down to muscle memory. Muscle memory is not just in the muscle. Muscle memory is reflective of anything that you have in your consciousness, your mind, your body. Everything can come back. And so these things that happened in the past, they can come back. You've got to invite them in. And the way you're going to do that is by having a relaxed mind, body, and spirit. You can make it happen. I look forward to working with you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. So long.